Do you know that big ass wall from Game of Thrones? Take it, multiply its size by, I don't know, a shit ton, and put an entire society living in and on it. Make it less icy, and you'll have the setting for Wall World. If you haven't read or watched Game of Thrones, then none of what I just said makes sense, and that's my bad, but just trust me when I say that it's a damn nice setting. Just a good old colossal sized wall with a bunch of people living on and in it. In Wall World, which is a roguelite game, you play as a person who digs into said wall, aptly named a wall digger. Creative name, right? Society has lived on the sides of said wall for generations now, and humanity living on the globe is akin to a myth. I mean, it's already akin to a myth in real life too for some people, but the ones in the game at least have a proper reason to believe so. But I digress. For all these generations, there have been wonderful tales about the edges of the wall, but folks who try to go after it most often just don't return. Whether or not it's because they found the edge is unknown. Regardless, our main character is curious and as such becomes a wall digger to venture from their house and try to find the edge for themselves. Well, that and to collect resources from mines in the wall to, survive. In order to accomplish that task, the protagonist, that's you, relies on an exosuit and a spider mecha that has the ability to walk alongside the wall. At the same time, however, you have to be careful. The further up or down the wall you go, the more you get attacked by monsters called Zyrex. This lore explanation pretty much sums up the basis of the gameplay loop too. You go up and down the wall in your spider, find the structurally weak spot to drill into, exit the spider, mine, and then go back to defend against Zyrex attacks. It might seem simple, but there's quite a bit that goes into each of these items. When you find a place you can leave your spider and mine into, you change from controlling the bot to controlling your character. You then basically just point a big ass laser gun into mineable spots and destroy them. As you do. Your goal here is to get resources, and you can get quite a few from doing this. The main thing you're going to get is your cross-run currency. Every single rock you break gives a bit of these items. Once you lose the run, you can then use them to buy permanent upgrades for your character or your spider. While it is easy to get this resource as you have lots of stuff to break in each mine, the prices also scale up pretty quickly, so you'll soon need lots of it to afford whatever upgrade you want. But permanent currency is not the only thing you can get in mines. Oh no. You can also get all sorts of metals which come from different types of mines. As you find them, you have to vacuum them into your gun and bring them back to the spider that way. Or you can just fill up your gun and keep vacuuming stuff anyway and bring a ton of items back in one go. It's a pretty neat trick, and it's very satisfying to watch a bunch of resources flying around your vacuum. Once you deliver everything to your spider, the resources get stored and are able to be used to buy upgrades that last for only your current run. Things like extra damage for your spider, speed and mining strength for your character, etc. Pretty much every single upgrade or skill you start with or find has an upgrade path with lots of options. It allows for very neat build variety, if we're being honest. Let's not get ahead of ourselves though. At first, you will only have 3 or so things available to upgrade. So how do you unlock more equipment and skills in your run, you may ask? Get a load of this. By mining! Most mines have one gadget or special thing you can find somewhere within it. It can be a new skill such as a dash for your character, a new weapon for your spider, a bomb that you can use to mine with, the list goes on. And trust me, it goes on quite a bit. Once you find them, sometimes you have to bring them back to the spider. Other times all you have to do is pick them up. If you want to do one thing in a mine, it is to find these. And then some mines just have a singular room of lore. Those are weirdly enough my favorites as I find this world fascinating. But all along, while explaining the mining gameplay, I've been mentioning the spider and you still have no idea how it works, do you? Well, I guess you might if you have already played the game, but if you don't, here we go. The main thing you'll be doing when controlling the spider is defending it against a direct attack. While you're mining, you'll have a purple bar at the bottom left that not so slowly fills up. Once it fully does, your spider will be attacked, so you have to keep an eye on the bar and start heading back in time to catch the start of the wave. It's actually imperative you do this, because the game seems to have a failsafe against exploiting automatic defenses. The enemies deal exponentially more damage the longer you are away from your spider. And let me tell you, it adds up quick. In my opinion, this is quite unfortunate as it removes some risk-reward strategy of leaving your spider alone for a while. Only once you fully clear a wave using your potentially vast arsenal of weapons does the bar empty and start filling up again. Aside from the purple bar, you also have a 20-minute timer at the top of your screen that counts down from the moment you start your run. This is the boss timer. Once that hits 0, your spider gets attacked by a huge black tentacle Zyrex that you have to fight off. If you fight it off, a new 20-minute counter starts and you can carry on mining. These boss attacks get progressively harder, with the last one carrying a surprise that I can't wait to see you find out by yourself. Just like the boss waves, the smaller waves in between bosses also progressively get harder and longer. But since the boss timer does not stop ticking down as you're fighting them off, you may want to clear them as fast as possible to have time to mine more. Just be warned that this will mean more waves between bosses and thus more damage taken by you. Look, the truth is, you'll be fighting a lot of stuff in your spider, so get used to it. You can walk to dodge enemies and projectiles, the works. It's actually quite a fun combat. If there's nothing to fight off, however, what else can you do in your spider? Why? Walk! You can basically go up and down the wall and find new mines. Go far enough and you will eventually run into the cloud layer, which separates biomes within a wall per se. The biomes between cloud layers all carry unique resources, so it'll take a few runs to learn where you want to go first. Well, potentially more than a few, as you get attacked every time you cross the new cloud layer. That's right, even if you just fought off a wave and the purple bar is reloading, you'll still trigger another wave. Clearing it is supposed to reset the purple bar again, but I had it not happen once and fought 3 waves in a row, resulting in my demise. Not fun, let me tell ya. Even if it doesn't glitch, you can still potentially fight 2 waves in a row plus the boss, so careful planning is advised. On other aspects, the game's art style is pretty neat, but I think the sound design is where it shines most. It might be just me, but just listen to the sounds everything makes. They're so satisfying, aren't they? All in all, I think Wall World is a great roguelite, very akin to Dome Keeper if you've played that. Each run will last you up to 1 hour tops, quite likely ending well before that mark. And yes, you can reach an ending to the story, but that's all I'll say on that. I know some people will be annoyed at the multiple waves in a row, as well as the lack of ability to strategize with leaving your spider alone, but I highly enjoy the game despite that. If you do pick the game up, I hope you do so as well. And now for the fun YouTube stuff. If you enjoyed this video, if it was useful to you, please do leave a like and subscribe, as both actions really help out the channel. Above all else, however, leave a comment. I love hearing from all of you. That aside, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you hopefully in the next video. Bye bye!